بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Assalamu alaikum. It is Tuesday, the 8th of November 2022, and in our series Reflections on the Holy Quran, this is broadcast number 371. And today we will continue with considering use of the words of Al-Baqarah chapter 2, verse 105, and this is our 10th broadcast in that series. These broadcasts are brought to you by Laser Lahore Ahmadiyya School of Education in Religion, which is a department of the Ahmadiyya Anjuman Islam, also known as the Lahore Ahmadiyya Movement. The Ahmadiyya Movement was created by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib, the promised Messiah. And his teaching was that although other people say that after the Holy Prophet Muhammad, another prophet can come, this is incorrect, because the Holy Quran says that the Holy Prophet Muhammad was the Khatamun Nabiyyin, and the Holy Prophet explained that by saying, Ana Khatamun Nabiyyin, La Nabiyya Ba'di, that I'm Khatamun Nabiyyin and there is no prophet after. So now no prophet can come. And when the companions radiallahu ta'ala anhum expressed concern about what will happen to Ummah when it needs guidance, the Holy Prophet said that God will send reformers, mujaddids. And Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's claim was that he was one person in that chain of mujaddids which God has been sending to guide Muslims. But Hazrat Mirza Sahib further explained that Muslims believe that the Hadith speaks of the coming of the Messiah and Mahdi, and these are two separate personalities. But he taught that these are not separate personalities, but two aspects of the work of the personality of a mujaddid. And they applied to him. So he was mujaddid who was given the titles of Messiah and Mahdi. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad also taught that yes, this is something on which we disagree, but that doesn't mean to say that we should start calling each other heretics and kafirs and so on. The Holy Prophet had said that if a reciter of the kalima says to another reciter of the kalima that you are a heretic, then the edict of heresy returns and falls upon the person saying it. And Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad explained that others say that the first and fundamental source of our knowledge, etc., should be the hadith. This is wrong. The first source of our knowledge should be the Holy Quran. And then the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the hadith. And then ijma and ijtihad and so on. He also explained that although other people say some prophetic revelation has been missed out from the Holy Quran, like Surah Walayat and Ayah Rajam, this is incorrect. Because God has said that I am the Quran's protector. So how can anything be missing from it? And he also taught that although others believe that parts of the Holy Quran, some verses of the Holy Quran have been abrogated, this is incorrect. Shah Waliullah even said that people say 521 verses of the Holy Quran are abrogated. But Hazrat Sahib said this is wrong. No verse of the Holy Quran was or is or can be abrogated. And that jihad is a fundamental duty of every Muslim. And that is, as the Holy Prophet said, jihad bin nafs, that we should be conducting. So let us go to the verse of the Holy Quran that we are going to look at today. As I said, chapter 2, verse 105, Al-Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما يود الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب ولا المشركين أن ينزل عليكم من خير من ربكم والله يختص برحمته من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم. Neither those who disbelieve from among the people of the book, nor the polytheists, like that any good should be sent down to you from your Lord. And Allah chooses whom He pleases for His mercy. And Allah is the Lord of mighty grace. So today we are going to look at the word birahmatihi. So let me turn to my notes on the computer. And we can see that this is consists of 3 segments. B at the front, which is the preposition, rahmati, which is a noun, and he, which is a pronoun. So the root of this word is Ra-Ha-Mim. And this root occurs in the Holy Quran 339 times, and 9 forms, 9 words are made from it. And these words are 116 times we have Rahim, and 114 times we have Rahmat. and 50 times we have Rahman, and 28 times we have Rahima, and 12 times we have Arham, and 6 times we have Rahimin, and what else is it? 4 times we have Arham, and what else was the once we have Ruhum, and once we have Marhamat, and I think I mentioned 6 times. Yes, I mentioned that. So these are how many times they appear, and it means to have mercy, means the womb, as the Holy Quran says. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ الَّذِي تَسَاءَلُونَ بِهِ وَالْأَرْحَامَ. That's talking about the womb here. And it also means relationship. وَأُولُو الْأَرْحَامِ أَرْحَامِ بَعْضُهُمْ. Chapter 33, verse 6. And then, noun as applied to God, most merciful. Then affection, then again, noun applied to God, most gracious, and so on. So, the word is Ar-Rahimu. That means the womb. Now, why is that the root? And how do other words made from Ra, Ha, Mim take the basis of what that root represents? As I said, Raham is the womb in which, in any animal, I mean, we say women in human beings, but of course the same applies to other animals, in which the fetus develops and grows. And there are a number of things you need to think about. And that is that in the womb, the child is fully protected from all harm from outside sources. And secondly, the child is provided with everything it needs for its development. Everything it needs. And it grows and develops until it is born. Now, an important part of this is that the mother doesn't charge the child anything. It's all free. So we compare that to God's attribute. God also provided us with this earth. In a way, this atmosphere, this earth, is like the mother's womb. That in it we have everything that will protect us. For example, we have a layer of ozone right at the top of the atmosphere. What does it do? It protects all living things from the harmful effects of the rays of the sun. If that ozone layer wasn't there, there is a possibility that you wouldn't have had life on this earth. Would have killed off every living thing with cancer and so on. But that ozone layer protects humanity. And also, God has provided on this earth everything that we need to nourish ourselves and to develop. Develop in every way, not just physically. I was in Suriname, which is a small country in South America, and we were driving from one place to another. And I saw some people sitting by the side of the road, and when they saw the car coming, they ran into the woods, into the jungle. And my friend, my companion who was giving me the lift, he told me that these people don't work, don't do anything. I was puzzled by this. And my friend explained that, look, fruits, vegetables, and these things grow in the wild. So they just pick the fruit when it falls from the tree. The worst comes to the worst, they climb the tree and pick the fruit and vegetables and so on and eat them. They can make a fire by rubbing sticks together and cook something if they want. If they want some meat, they go fishing. The rivers are full of fish. If they want something else, they have little bows and arrows, and they shoot down birds. Then they wear these sort of rough, I suppose, clothes would be the term for them, made from branches of various types of trees and so on to cover themselves, so that they don't need to do anything. It's all there. But what have human beings done? Other human beings. Population increased, we wanted more crops, greater yield. So we started manufacturing chemical fertilizers and, putting them, spreading them on these fields, or spraying them or spreading them. And we planted the crop, and because of the fertilizer, we had a great crop. Whatever it was we had planted. But then, what we planted did not use up all the chemical fertilizer that we had put on the land. It rained, and that chemical was dissolved in that rainwater. That rainwater sank into the ground and found its way into people's wells, into rivers, and so on. But now that rainwater, which was pure when it fell, was poisonous because it had dissolved that chemical. The same with other things. We have increased the proportion of carbon dioxide in the air. And what's the result? The result is global warming, floods, and typhoons, and whatever else you have. And God says this in chapter 30, verse 36. that, I bless people. My rahmah comes down to people, and they become very proud and start boasting and so on. But they become depressed when they create problems for themselves because of their own actions. Whether it is that chemical fertilizer which is now poisoning our rivers and killing the fish and so on, or global warming caused by our excessive production of smoke and so on. We are the ones who've done it. God didn't do it. We are the ones who did it. But God grants us everything without asking for anything in return. And another way you can look at that is chapter 18, verse 82. When the prophet Moses and Khizr are traveling, and there's the story about the wall and, how there is inheritance of some children which is hidden under the wall and it's about to fall, and God or Hazrat Khizr is asked to repair the wall and so on. And so Rahmah, which is the word used, also means to cover something up, to protect it. But you can see this is what happens in the womb. The fetus is covered by the walls of the womb, and it's protected and it's nourished. And the Quranic Kareem has also used the word harm or zar against Rahmah. So that also shows us what its meaning is. That it's the opposite of harm, it's the opposite of shar. We've slightly gone over time, so I think I may carry on with this next week because there is a lot more to cover to take this forward. But today I take my leave of you with a prayer that whoever you are and wherever you may be, may Allah keep all of you safe and sound and free from harm. So, Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, and